Well, well, well. What have we here? This is the first in an irregular, unrepeatable series, which is entitled The Dream Pipes of Malachas Ivernus. Basically, ceci n'est pas une pipe, et ce ne sont pas les pipes que vous cherchez. These are not the pipes you're looking for. Oh no, oh no. These are dream pipes. These are the pipes that are played by the piper at the gates of dusk. And if you've learned anything, you will know this. In the words of the end of a film, the name of which I cannot remember, but it was a time-traveling, post-apocalyptic thing. Not particularly good, but there were two things, I think from the 80s, and I think maybe either Chris Christopherson or Chuck Norris was in it. Basically the same person, right? Oh no, I remember three things, sorry. So I saw this when I was about 12. One of them was that in the present, the time travelers from the future came from a dystopian post-apocalyptic world where the pollution was so bad that they were all chain smoking all the time in the present because their lungs weren't used to, clear air. So that was funny. The other thing was, that there was a sex scene that was very graphic. And as a 12-year-old, I was into that. And the other thing, the last thing, was the ending. And the ending was very interesting because they said something at the end that has always stuck with me. And I'm sure it was probably quoting from something else, or I'm sure they're not the first ones to have said this, but it was the first time I came across it. And what they said was, hang on, let me be dramatic. There we go. This is not the end. This is not even the beginning of the end. This is only the end of the beginning. And so, the first in an ongoing series, The Dream Pipes of Malachas Ivernus, in which he will probably smoke pipes, possibly play pipes, and certainly what's the thing? Oh yeah. Anyway, whatever. He might pipe, but whatever happens, these are the pipes of the piper at the gates of dusk. And the question, in this case, as it always is, ceci est bien une pipe. The question is, who shall pay the piper? Check out my Patreon. Oh no, wait, I don't have one. Check out my Patronus. Yes, give me magical money. This is a very silly. Okay. There we go. Not just for cutting, also for packing. There we go. Finally. Now, as in all good beginnings, we begin at the end. And today, we are here to talk about the sense of an ending. I was looking for this book last night, and I couldn't find it when I needed it. Of course, I found it this morning. Frank Kermode, The Sense of an Ending, from the 1960s. It was a series of lectures, probably his most influential book. Kermode is one of the ones, he's one of my top critics, you know. Kermode, Northrop Frye, Peter Brooks, and Peter Brook, actually, and Susan Sontag, roughly. You know, the good ones who still had something to say. So we've all felt it, haven't you? You know, we've all felt it, the sense of an ending. The last 5 years have seemed apocalyptic at times. Certainly dystopian, but maybe even apocalyptic. And I'm sure you need no reminding. I'm going to use what we call praeteritio, which is where I say something by telling you I'm not going to say it. I'm sure you need no reminding, and it need not be said, that the apocalypse does in fact literally mean revelation. And so the apocalypse is not the end of the world. The apocalypse is when all will be revealed. The denouement, you know? This is the bit where basically we sit the 20th century down and we, you know, tell them how we solved the case and identify the killer. Or we would, if this was a detective novel, but it's not. The thing about detective novels is, as, what's his name? Some French dude. Backward construction, right? Detective novels have two plots. The murder plot and the detection plot, the uncovering of the mystery. And they proceed in parallel. You see, they begin at the end of the murder plot and the beginning of the investigation. And then the investigation gradually fills in the gaps previously of how the murder took place, or the crime, or whatever. What's his name? Backward construction and the something. Anyway, good stuff. Never read French critics in translation, though. It'll only confuse you. That's what happened with postmodernism. Anyway, I found the book, and it turns out that there was a bookmark in it right at the page I needed. And the bookmark is a tram ticket for Lisbon. Look, there he is, Fernando Pessoa, right? Rua Garrett. And written on it is the address of somebody on Rue Ordinaire in Paris, who at one time I was helping out with her thesis, which was very stupid because I had my own to do, but any distraction was good enough. Now, the epigraph to this chapter, or this talk rather, by Kermode, is from Yeats. After us, the savage god. I might almost say, after you, savage god. There's a wonderful poem about the wild god that comes, you know, to the door. You should Google it. So anyway, this talk is called The Modern Apocalypse. 1960s, remember, he's writing this. And he talks about stuff, and it's very interesting. But I can't really give you a sort of a précis of the whole thing because I haven't actually reread it yet. So I'm just flicking through it to try to find the thing that I was looking for last night. Is it even here? T.S. Eliot, Neo-Dadaism. Absolutely, right? You know, all of that. The Wasteland, obviously. Damn, it's not there. Anyway, look. It's somewhere in this book, okay? And here's the thing. There are two types of time. There is calendar time, which is chronos, as in chronology, and there is special time, kairos. There is this time, you know, hic et nunc, here and now. That's what we call the present, and that's what gives us history, kind of. And there is that time, illo tempore. That time. It's that time again. Isn't it just, though? It's that time. It's beginning to look a lot like whatever this is. Gnosis, Christmas, Epiphany, my favorite. The showing forth of the divine. No, that's theophany. Epiphany might just be the showing forth, which, as we all know, is a difficult position because showing first is hard, showing second is a little better, showing third is the best, but showing fourth, like, people are bored. Nobody wants to listen anymore. Anyway, illo tempore. And in that time, Jesus said, well, yeah, I know, it's for the, you know, for the time that's in it. Advent, the time of that which is to come. Adventure. Just like my pipe tobacco. Adventure is different. Advent is different than event. An event is just one thing after another. But Advent is the thing as it is about to become manifest, as it is about to happen, and it is constantly about to happen. And maybe Advent is linked to, you know, illo tempore, that time in which suddenly everything takes on this significance, this symbolic value. It is no longer just one damn thing after another. No, we have switched into that time. That time. Like the Beckett play, that time. He knew. No, it's not a play. It's a late text, I believe. Anyway, that time. It's that time again. We're making a list. We're checking it twice. And the ones on the naughty list, well, they get all the best presents. Give me my sin again. Or Steinbeck. The child asked, what were all the sins? So that she could do them. A nervous laugh, you think? It was. I'm nervous. That time is mythic time. That time is the crucible, where we are dissolved and then remade, coagulated. A consummation devoutly to be wished.